Hi everyone! Today I'm gonna show you a makeup look that I did for my blog about a week ago, and it was a smoky eye with purples and greens and stuff. I'm gonna start with my base, and I'm gonna use the Lumene Nude Perfection Fluid Foundation in the color 1, and I'm gonna pop a little dab of Face Atelier Ultra Foundation in 0 as well with that foundation, just to lighten it a bit and use it with my beauty blender all over the face. As this makeup look is quite intense, I don't want the base to be too full coverage. I like it to be a bit like luminous and soft still, so that it looks like real skin. I'm gonna use the Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay. I've started using this. I've been using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Chantilly for a long time, and I really don't like the consistency. It's too dry. I like this one a lot more. This one is in the color very neutral and is really nice and light, but I want something warmer because this one can make me look a bit ashy, because I'm quite like neutral olive even though I'm quite fair. Please come out with the fair, warm fair, whatever it's called. Please release that one. I will use it. And something that I've been doing lately, I've started baking under my eyes. I'm doing it! I'm doing Instagram stuff. I've actually been using the Diffused light from Hourglass. It's packed on with Beauty Blender underneath the eyes. Nowhere else, just underneath the eyes. Because I find that it helps reflect light really nicely. I haven't really found a use for this powder for the rest of my face, because I mean, sure, it's luminous and stuff, but it doesn't wear too well. I don't think that it sets makeup particularly well, just not my thing. And then using a regular powder brush, Everyday Minerals. It's one of their Japanese style brushes. Never remember what these are called. And then I use my regular Diaphanous powder that I always use all over the face. Just like one dab on the brush, and then set like the center part of the face, and at the same time just sweep off the excess of that bake. Just for a short time. I don't want it to like absorb too much product, because then it gets super dry and wrinkly. And then to finish the face off, I've used the Kat Von D Shade+Light Sculpt palette and the lightest color. I didn't want to use any kind of blush or something with this look, because it's extra everything. Like, not really sculpting really low, but just to apply something. Still a really blank face, not happening too much there, just really nice and blank. And I went in with good old Mary Luminizer, because I wanted my highlighter to be obnoxious. Not like a normal, pretty highlight, I wanted something metallic. Okay, so let's get started on the eyes. I'm gonna do eyebrows last. I don't want them to overpower any eye makeup, so I'm doing them last so I can see how much I need. So I'm gonna start by using a black eye pencil. This one is the Lasting Liner in black from PIXI, Swedish brand. And I'm gonna zoom in for this. So I'm gonna use that eye pencil. I'm just gonna go to town with it. I started by applying it inside the rim of the eye, all the way around. Because this is gonna be your base for all of that eye makeup. And I took some kind of brush to smudge it out with, so that the liner turns into this big soft haze of black, because I'm gonna layer a lot of colors on top. I want them to be colorful, but I really want the colors to be really dark. So I'm giving them like the best base possible to turn nice and smoky. So in a slight cat shape on the upper lash line. Just winging it out slightly and blending it out with my brush. And the same thing on the other eye. So there we go, kinda even smoky eyes. Don't be afraid to go low on the lower lash lines because that's just gonna look nice. I'm gonna start blending a dark purple into my crease. I started out by applying that on the outer corners and slightly blending it into the crease. This is gonna be blended out with another color later, so keep it a bit simple so far. Don't blend it out like crazy already. And really push that into the outer corner there, because that's gonna be really dark. And I'm gonna take something a bit more stiff with the same shadow and put that all over that lower lash line. So everywhere where I apply the black on the lower lash line until maybe halfway in. There we go. And then it's time to start blending out that crease with something brighter. I'm going into an old classic this time, the Sugarpill Poison Plum. Ta-da! The brightest, prettiest purple of them all. The Kevyn Aucoin is a bit more red in tone, and this one is a lot more blue. So I'm taking a fluffier brush. This one is from Ahléns, and I'm just dabbing like one side of that brush into the eyeshadow. So as you can see, just the side of it. Not like the top, so just the side, and dab it off a bit, both on the edge of the palette and on my hand, so I don't get too much color. Because here it's better to keep layering until it looks good instead of going in and then you're fucked because you have too much color on. So just taking like that angle where we dip the brush and using that on the edge of this bright purple. Because when the top of the brush, like this part, is still clean, then it will help blend for you. So it's a really good trick if you want to apply and blend at the same time. So there we go, starting to build that up. And then I'm gonna use the same brush, do the same thing, but flip it over so we get the color on top. And then I'm gonna swoosh that underneath the eyes so that we get a nice blend. So always keep the color on the brush on the side where you're gonna apply, and where you want to blend, keep the brush a bit cleaner. That's a really good trick, worth trying out. There we go, starting to build that nice poisonous haze up. Then we can take just any clean blending brush, nothing on it, and go over the edge of that newly applied purple so we get a really soft blend. So I'm just gonna go back in with the Kevyn Aucoin color because I lost a bit of that. With the same brush that I smudged my liner with, just because that one packs it on quite well. So just building that up a little bit extra on the outer corner there. So that's where we want the absolute depth of the eye. Then it's time for the eyelid. The eyelid is the contrasting part of this, and this is quite a bad eyeshadow choice of me. This is a really old Too Faced palette called the Eyeshadow Insurance Policy. It's for all you old school bloggers out there and makeup junkies. This is one of the old Too Faced palettes that they did so many years ago. And this palette has the prettiest like grass green shimmer shade. That's what I want to use today. And I'm gonna take that on more of like a classic stiff shader brush and pack it straight onto the lid. See how nice that contrasts with the purple. I love green and purple together. And same thing on the lower lash line. Starting almost like on the inside corner of the eye. And going into the middle where we stopped applying that purple. Don't be afraid to go quite low here as well. Then picking that blender brush up again. Just to softly swish over the edge of that green so it meshes with the purple. Don't blend too much, because greens and purples are complementary colors, and when you blend them together they will turn muddy and brown. So if you've done the blending work well with the purple, then the green should just smack on top and look really good. And now it's time for the star of the show. This is so beautiful. This is what started this look off. This is the Prismatic eyeshadow in Mermaid from NYX. This one has the most gorgeous like duochrome thing going on. It's like aqua, green, turquoise. So I'm just taking that with my pink finger actually. And I'm gonna push that into the inner corner of the eye. As my inner corner highlights. See how intense that is. Oh my shit. And it works so well with this green. And then I'm actually gonna put it on the middle of that green as well, to give that some extra sheen. See how that brings that green out from looking just dark and muddy. And then I'm just taking a tiny little brush with that same shade on to put it like in the center on the lower lid as well. I don't want to use my fingers for that because then I'm afraid I'm going to apply it all over my face. So just in the center down there as well. It's nice to pull that slightly lower than the rest of that green. So if you get some luminosity down here as well, then it will look a bit wet. So get that dirty wet look. I really like that effect on the eyes. And then it's time for the mascara, I think. I found a new love. A new love! I love it! It's the new IsaDora Insane Volume Lash Styler. I've been writing about it a lot lately. I've been using it all the time. It's the best thing ever. It has the strangest brush on the planet. It's like a little bent brush, if you can see that, where you have like that little bend on top. That's like a loose bow, and on the bottom you have this little regular bristles, but inside this bow it's just empty. It's a reservoir for extra product. So when you apply, it keeps like digging products from the brush and pushing it onto the lashes. So great if you like really badass lashes. I'm gonna curl my lashes first. And then I'm going in with the nice mascara. I often use like the bottom of that bow, the straight part, because I find that those bristles are the best ones at applying the way that I want it to. Because I find that the ones on top, they separate a bit too much. And these ones, oh my god, can you see that? Like no time at all, you get so much product. And if you find that you get too little, then you can just tilt the brush and use the side of that reservoir and you get so much product on there. So like if I find that I've lost some product in the brush now that I've applied on this side, I can use like the flat part. See how much product that applied. And then I can go back in with the base of the brush again and just work the product around. So this is the best alternative ever for someone who likes big and chunky dirty lashes. So here we go, and then the same thing on the lower lash line. Still on the same first dip of the brush. I can do my lashes forever and they never get done unless I decide that they're done. I did a nice smudge on there but I'm gonna let that dry and get rid of that later. And while we let that smudge dry, we can do some eyebrows. I'm gonna go in with a new favorite. This is the Sigma Medium Brow Powder, just like the Anastasia ones. It's a regular double powder. I'm just using both of these shades on a bigger angled brush. And I'm gonna set those brows with the Milani Brow Shaping Clear Gel, just so that they stay in place. And then it's time to get rid of that little smudge there. I really like getting rid of that kind of stuff with a stiff little shader brush of some sort, because when the mascara is dry, you can just pop it off. So there we go. No more large smudges. I really like having the smudges left like when they're at the root of the lashes, because that just looks cool, I think. But if you want to get rid of it, you just do that with that little brush. And for my lips, the thing that I first did a lip that was more neutral, that was using just a taupe pencil with some gloss. You can all guess how that looks, just really simple, but the best lip I did was black, or like blackened plum. And I used the same eye pencil that I used on the eyes. Started defining the lips with that as well, and then I filled that in with a lipstick later. Hej!
Hej! Ska jag ringa dig?
Gör du det?
Ja,
Jag sitter och filmar.
jag kör jag något nu?
Nej, inte just nu. Måla bara häftigt. Det här är en fast forward bit. And then I went in with the lipstick in Supernova from Viva La Diva on top. Finishing that off with a spray of PIXI Glow Mist. And the purple and green smoky eye with black and plum lip is done. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.